Hi, it is the human operating system time. So last night I went out with a few Wing Chun friends who practice different types of Wing Chun's lineages and different type of martial art, including like BJJ and MMA, Western boxing, so forth. So one of the topic come up, and a very interesting topic, because all these friends, they agree on one thing, and that is the practice of Xiu Lin Tao in Wing Chun is a waste of time. And many of these friends I met yesterday saying that they went to study with this teacher which claimed to be able to have this power, that ability. Some even have the Tai Chi, the Qi and everything. But then he said, well, after I learned so many things, different sets according to different teachers' philosophy and the way how different people doing things, it really not helping them to even for basic simple sparring. So it is a really interesting questions, and so we sit down there, and some friend brought out Bruce Lee, why you want to get rid of the sets and so forth, right? And he said, well, all this Chinese philosophy is nice, but it really doesn't make any different. Every teacher will say have this power, that power. Well, everybody can demonstrate this and that, but it really not working. Even the basic in the simple thing. So I was sitting down there quiet and let people share what is their experience. Well, after a while, they asked me, so what do I think? Since I'm the guy who always saying this 1850 Xiu Lin Tao and so forth, so forth. So I look at them and said, all of the practice you guys do are missing the point. Missing the point. They said, are you serious? I said, yes, it's just missing the point. If you look at the ancient Chinese culture, the Zen teaching, the Zen Buddhism teaching, and the Xiu Lin Tao 1850s writing, the Xiu Lin Tao practice is a aware, natural, based transformations of human. Aware, natural, based transformations of human body and mind. So what is this aware, natural, based means? Is it something really deep? So there's some friend pulling my leg again. So, oh, you start another grandmaster way or something top secret authentic way? No. Let me give you an example, which as I give it to all these friends last night. For example, you learn how to drive car, right? Well, driving a car is a serious stuff, right? People can get killed if you do not drive the car properly. Well, you do Xiu Lin Tao, how many times you use the Xiu Lin Tao to fight? But if you drive the car, you need to be really careful every day. At every instance when you are on top of the car, otherwise people can get killed. Okay? That's how serious it is. Now, in San Jose, if you want to go to the Santa Cruz, there's a Highway 9 where you have a very sharp corner. Okay? The road is small and sharp corner there. Now, that is the road conditions. Now, if you know how to drive a car, you've been train and you drive well. You don't even have to be super man who can drive car and super. It's just an ordinary driver who have passed the driving test and have a decent instructor to train you. Okay, you take the driving school for that, or the driving lesson for that. So if you have that condition, when you drive in that corner road, disregard of what type of car. If you drive a sport car like a Porsche, or you drive a four-wheel drive like a 4Runner, or you drive a truck like the U-Haul, what do you call it, transportation truck, you know, when you want to moving your thing from one home to the other home, you know how to handle the speed of your cornering. You don't even have to be taught, okay? If you drive a Porsche, you know the speed. If you drive a 4Runner, a four-wheel drive, you know the speed. And that you know it, it's not philosophy, it's, you just feel it, okay? The Porsche or the sport car which is closing to the road, how are you going to corner the 4Runner, how are you going to corner, how you handle the speed, and then the truck, you are doing the same, you know, what is the speed, you feel comfortable, what type of corner, you know, even the same road, right? Now, be able to do that is exactly what it means by aware, natural, base. Because you are natural, you know, you don't have to drive the car before and suddenly somebody say, hey, you know, Henry, I want to move to Santa Cruz. Can you help me to drive the U-Haul truck? I say, okay, no problem. Or this is the first time I drive the truck and I go through the corner. Or if somebody say, hey, you know, I have this Porsche, but you know, I like you to drive. I'm too tired. Well, you drive it too, right? You don't even have to do anything. You just be able to drive those cars. Okay. So this is a aware, natural base of training or transformation, because it make one be able to drive different type of car going through that corner with different type of road conditions. Okay, so that's how simple. Now get back to the 小林头. The entire 小林头 training is to make you aware of and transform yourself into the nature of your body. So it's like driving a car. You know your body, you know your body, you know the situations, you'll be able, like the driving the car in a different condition, different type of car and so forth. That's what is the purpose of the practice of 小林头. Okay? So it's never a philosophy, it's just like the guy who drive in the corner, you give him a truck, he drive it that way. Right away he drive that way. He doesn't have to say, oh, you know, I want to have this philosophy, this mind power, this chi power. It doesn't. You drive the car, right? You see the corner. You don't even have to know that area. But when you drive it in, you can drive safely, and you can drive doing the job. So 小林头 is doing that. So if you want to talk about Kung Fu developed in 小林头, that is exactly the same with how you develop that the driving skill. Okay. Now in 小林头, so it is based on aware and based on natural, meaning that you want to aware of your body and you want to aware what is natural for your body. Okay, it's like you're aware of the road, the corner, you're aware of your car, you're aware of the road conditions, that thing. So every time when one practices shooting tao, every time, at any time, one is actually doing like learning how to drive. Okay, the more one practice, the more one be able to handle the body naturally. Now, without awareness, you cannot do this. And for the natural, I coined it right now 6 core elements, 13 state. One need to aware of the 6 core element, and one need to aware of the 13 state, and one need to aware of the body nature of the 6 core element and the 13 state. Okay. So one keeping drill it, practice it. So it's like end up like just driving the car. Okay. Now to make it even more details, one first need to get a teacher who know how to drive. Like when one learn a car, it doesn't have to be grandmaster, it doesn't have to be chi power or whatever power. One need to know how to drive the car. Okay, so all kinds of different driving teacher be able to teach one. So that's why you have hundreds of thousands, millions of people driving in highway and everything. But you know, people can drive safely and high speed too, right? So same, when you study shooting tao, the teacher need to be able to show you what is the proper handling of the 6-13-3. Or in my term, 6-13-3. Okay, you can be in any other term, but it has to be the same content. And then one keep practicing it, and until the day one is full with the handling this body, like handling, driving any type of car, any type of situations. That's what the shooting tao is for. So to give example in details, for example, your 6 core element, the first core element is your body, physical body. We have to aware of our physical body and aware of the nature of physical body. Otherwise, what are we training? You know, you just cannot say that you mimic me this way. You want to straighten your spine. You want to lifting your anus. Well, you don't want to say that. Why? That is not about natural. That is not about aware anymore. That is mimicking certain thing and certain people's belief. To illustrate that, let me give you an example. Very simple, like yesterday, I show everybody. And it's simple. It's easier if people is around me. I can point it out, let them experience. Even right now, you can experience too. Like Folk Sao. Everybody know this Folk Sao, right? Folk Sao is doing this way. This way is Folk Sao. This way. It's not this way. It's not this way. Okay? So Folk Sao is this way. It's not this way and it's not this way. So when you're doing Folk Sao up, this is the way, not this way. Okay? With this band pushing forward, not that way. And not this way, rotate downward, not that way. Why? Because if you do this way, automatically the body is really effortless from this back of the palm to down to my feet. If you talk about 7 bowl to the feet bowl, they all align naturally, effortlessly effectively, efficiently, you can move this foot cell out. The minute you do this, lock this, and you want to push forward using elbow power, you know that this part is no longer connected to the entire body. The minute you do that, you know that in certain area you put more force and it is not connect to other part of the body. Naturally, okay? Naturally connect. When you're connecting naturally, it means that it is pretty efficient and effortless. When you want to use some effort, you know that it is not natural anymore. Okay? So if you want to use an effort, this way, that means in the real sparring or fighting, when it needs to handle the unstable dynamic momentum, you have a tough time to handle that. It's just like when you're driving a car to the corner, you say, well, my instructors say I have to drive this way, that way, which is not adapted to the road condition and the car condition. Driving a Porsche and driving a truck is a different deal, okay? And the road condition and so forth. So, aware of what is natural, that is aware natural-based transformations. After one going through this natural-based training, after a while, the body, they can use the body really well. Which is really different than, I'm the grandmaster, do it this way, this is my way, okay? Or this is my philosophy, this is the energy, this is the Tai Chi way, this is this way, this is that way. It's not. It is knowing this body. And in order to know this body, make best use of the body, one needs to aware of what is one doing. It's not just to mimic certain thing, and because the teacher have a certain ability or chi power, then you mimic this and you get that. Well, it never been like that. It's just like you don't go to study driving a car from people who have magic power how to drive a car. You want to have just standard proper education so that you'll be able to drive properly, and then the more you drive, the more naturally you know how to drive. So the entire Shilin Tao is just you're aware of your body, and then you know what is the natural way of handling it, and then you keeping refine it until you can really effectively using this body. And of course the body now, to make it more details, is the 6 core elements. Your physical body, your mind, your breathing, your energy, your strength handling, and your momentum. That's how simple it is. It is a pragmatic stuff. It's not something which is, you have the chi, energy, and so forth. You know what? What good is it if we talk about chi and energy and we do not know the natural of the thing? We can talk all day long on those kind of stuff. Like driving a car example, we can talk all day long on, you're supposed to do it this way, supposed to do it that way, according to this guy doing that way. If you do this way, you'll be able to have a lot of handling in your car and so forth. But it is not natural. So when you go to the corner and you have a different car, people have no idea how to drive that car. Okay. So the entire thing is, if we miss the aware natural base, and everything has to come back to the aware natural base. That is the goal of it. To be aware, to be natural on one 6 core element, so one be able to use it effectively and effortlessly, or as close as effortlessly. The entire thing doesn't make any sense at all. So if you go for this aware natural base, when you do the, when you start your shooting tao, you do the 意气考量嘛, right away you will be able to sense, hey, my knee is what happened, my hip is what happened. Just physical element. Not even talk about the breathing and so forth. Right? When you do this focus out, right away you can feel, am I moving this thing together effortlessly and efficiently, or some place I have to use a special, pay special attention and use more force, and I want to do this and that. And in the real life, in the natural life, like when we move, are we going to do that? Of course we don't, because we can end up in any position. The key is how to make the best use, the most effortless or effective use of the body. Okay, so hopefully this answer your question. If somebody asked this, have been asking this, is this shooting tao practice is a waste? It is not a waste, but it has to be aware, natural base. Everything has to come back to the aware, natural base. Then one can progress. Otherwise, it is just like a dance, like a mimic something. It go nowhere. It is like you drive a car in a showroom, back and forth, or in the driving school, back and forth. Instructor say you have to go this way, you have to do this way, you have to do this way, and you just drive in the driving school with a certain car and have no feeling whatever with the car, no feeling whatever the condition, but you just follow what the instructor tell you. Well, what good is that? So this is to share with you today.